ranking every era of basketball based on where their best players rank on the all-time GOAT list. In last place is the 1950s. This was really Bob Pettit, Bob Cousy, and Bill Russell. But Bill Russell wasn't even in his prime in the 50s. That was more the 60s, and he's the only guy from the 50s that's a top 10 player of all time, so they had to be last place. Second to last, I have the 1970s. You had peak Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, Moses Malone. Those were really the top three dogs. Wilt Chamberlain also played a little bit, but his prime was more of the 60s. So the only prime player you got that was a top 10 player of all time is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then you have Moses Malone and Dr. J, who are like borderline top 15 guys of all time, but one top 10 guy isn't going to do it. Next up is the 1960s. You have Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, in my opinion, top 5 players of all time and undeniably top 10 players of all time. Then you also have Oscar Robertson, who's like borderline top 15. But other than that, the era is a little too top heavy. Not too many top 30 guys of all time, so I couldn't put them any higher. Next up, I got the 2010s. I know a lot of you guys are going to freak out about this, but just hear me out. Obviously, you have LeBron James. In almost everybody's opinion, he's a top 3 player of all time, and some people think he's even the greatest player of all time, so he's really carrying the load for the 2010s. You have Steph Curry, who's somewhere in like that 7 through 14 range for greatest players of all time, and then KD, who's maybe like the 8 through 16 range. Other than that, you don't have any top 15 players of all time. Dwayne Wade was great, but not top 15. Same thing goes for Kawhi Leonard. Same thing with Giannis, and his peak is probably going to be more in the 2020s when we look back at his career. The 2010s had great overall talent top to bottom, but in terms of top 15 players of all time, I can't put them any higher. Next up, we got the 1990s. If you're looking at a top 30 list, they have so many guys. They have, in my opinion, the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan. You have a guy in like the 7 through 13 range, Hakeem Olajuwon. And then you just have so many like top 30 guys. You got David Robinson, you got Patrick Ewing, you got Scottie Pippen, Karl Malone, John Stockton. All these guys are like top 30 to top 50 players of all time. Charles Barkley as well. While they only have 2 top 10 guys, I give them the slight nod over the 2010s because of the overall value. Next up, we got the 1980s, and this one is really carried by their top guys. You got Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, both top 7 players of all time, no doubt in my opinion, and then early Michael Jordan as well, who's the greatest player of all time in my opinion. The problem is, after that, you start to tail off a little bit, so if you're looking at just a top 10 lens, then the 1980s is probably number 1 on the list, but because when you look more top 30, they don't have as many guys, I have them at number 2. At number 1, I did not expect this, but I have the 2000s. You have Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Shaq, all in my opinion, top 10 players of all time. Then you also have early LeBron, who's a top 3 player of all time. That's not even to mention guys like Kevin Garnett, like Dirk Nowitzki, so many other guys as well. So I give them the slight nod over the 1980s because in my opinion, the 2000s showcased 4 top 10 players of all time in LeBron James, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and Shaq. I know a lot of people will freak out at this list, but this is not ranking which eras were the best overall. It is simply ranking them by where their top players rank on the all-time GOAT list.